a never-ending run on this racetrack. Need more jewelry. What I tell my...
Hey, everybody, it's the coach. This is Thursday Night Football on EA Sports. Coming up, third-year quarterback Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys face off with Deshaun Watson and the Houston Texans. I'll see you again at halftime as we preview some of the action coming up on Sunday. But for now, it's Thursday Night Football. And on the call, as always, it's Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Thank you, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the heart of Texas, NRG Stadium in Houston. The scene from a few moments ago, this crowd enthusiastically cheering on their Texans as they emerge from the locker room. And we're just about ready for football as the Texans get set to match up with Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys. Hello again, everyone. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Godden. And, partner, I think we can safely sum up the goal of this final week of the preseason with three simple words. Don't get hurt.
And make sure you follow that mantra, okay? We cannot have you hurt going into the season, but you're exactly right. Starters will play very little, if at all, in this game. A lot of guys fighting to make the roster because after this game's over, we get down to the 53-man number, and guys will be fighting like mad to be included in it.
The Texans send out second-year man Kaimi Fairbairn to get us started. Charles and I have been looking forward to this one all week. Set to return now. Here's Deontay Thompson. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. So here are the Cowboys now ready to go on offense for the first time. They'll be brought out by their 24-year-old quarterback in his third year now at the helm of the Cowboys, Dak Prescott.
The numbers he put up as a rookie, outstanding. But were they really, truly sustainable? Remember, they were 13-3 his rookie season. They ended up going 9-7 in 2017. How about they went from 4 interceptions in 2016 as a rookie to 13 his second year? These are numbers that you didn't expect to stay the same. But I do expect Dak Prescott to continue to get better and better as a quarterback in the NFL.
And he's not going anywhere to start the night. They stop him at the line of scrimmage. Jonathan Joseph there for the tackle. And this O-line, it is the lifeblood of the offense.
They establish the tone. Mean, nasty, physical. They can't wait to get after people. That allows the rest of the offense to feel confident.
Second down, Prescott. And his throw is incomplete. The tight end, Julius Thomas, the intended target. And it'll bring up third down. And the big meat on the D-line, we'll see how they do today.
And I'd hate to be an offensive lineman having to deal with these guys. They come in hungry, mean, and confident. They think that no one can block them.
So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. Out of the gun, here's Prescott. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. These strong safeties, some people may not realize it. It's really like an extra linebacker, right?
It really is because they're hybrids. Half linebacker, half defensive back. The linebacker in him on that play emerged.
So on 4th down, here's Chris Jones to punt it away. Back deep for the Texans, Will Fuller. And this will be taken at the 13. A big boot that time. 57 yards the official distance. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. So out come the Texans for their opening drive. They'll be led out by the second-year man out of Clemson, Deshaun Watson.
What a start to his NFL career as a rookie. 19 touchdown passes in just 6 starts. That was more touchdowns than Joe Flacco, Tyrod Taylor, or Marcus Mariota. And Houston went 1-8 after losing him, which lent credence to many people saying He should have been the Rookie of the Year based on his play and how Houston did without him.
Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 23. On the ground, this is Lamar Miller. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12. Out of the gun, Watson. Caught here by Griffin. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 15 yards, the Texans pick up the 1st down.
Well, sometimes our pregame meetings do pay off, don't they? What do the guys in the locker room call him?
Well, they said it with a chuckle. They called him Old Reliable.
Yeah, that means he doesn't move quite as fast as he used to, but he still knows all the tricks, doesn't he? Even that little gentle push-off in order to get open. He finds a way to pick up a 1st down.
Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
I do believe we'll see a little bit more of this as this game progresses because when you can have that type of a gain in the middle of the defense, it hurts them in so many ways because most teams like to be strong down the middle. And if you can sting them there, that opens things up for you on the outside as well.
But that's where their big tight end, is so good. That middle third, the seam routes, the end routes. Yeah, you're right. Probably see more of that.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage and fortitude to go in the middle as well. And he's got it.
So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. They go play action here on 1st down. And his pass incomplete. And let's look here at the Houston offense.
DeAndre Hopkins was named All-Pro for the 1st time in 2017 and really don't have to do much but look at the statistics to know why. 4 touchdown grabs in 2016, jumped that up to 13 in 2017. That led all NFL receivers. Also added in 96 catches and close to 1,400 yards. DeAndre Hopkins' ability to get free in the secondary is a marvel, mainly because of head fakes and body control.
It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
Now it's Watson. And the Cowboys' pressure gets there this time for the sack. DeMarcus Lawrence able to get him down for a loss of 11 on the play. And it'll be 4th down.
I remember when I was a kid and all I wanted was a nickel so I could get that soda down at the fountain. And guess what? The nickel came into play well. 5 defensive backs, they covered well, allowed for the sack.
Sodas were a nickel when you were a kid?
No, I just needed the extra nickel.
Touchdown, Houston. Will Fuller, 59 yards. And the Texans have taken the early lead. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Kaimi Fairbairn on for the extra point. Fairbairn good with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays, and the result, a Houston touchdown. Fairbairn now to kick this one away. Here's Thompson to return it. And he breaks it all the way out to the 38-yard line. Great return. Here's the Dallas offense now heading back out onto the field and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. leverage guys, win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down.
Offense.
And guess what? You start accumulating first downs, and that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
That'll go as a loss of 5. A false start backs them up 5, 1st and 15. Now a play fake here on first down. Kidder here, it's complete. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 14.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here, and what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. Prescott from the gun. And this one complete to Julius Thomas. They'll get 11, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. 1 quarter in the books here on a Thursday night. 7-0 is our score. We're back to Houston in just a moment.
The NFL on EA Sports is presented by Snickers. You're not you when you're hungry. Snickers satisfies.
Sitting alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin as it is Cowboy football to begin quarter number 2. They are, however, facing a 4th down situation. Out now comes the Cowboys punter. On for his 2nd punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. This is fielded inside the 5. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And now out comes Houston. And certainly they'll be hoping to hit pay dirt like they did on the last drive. Got the football back, so a chance to go up 2 scores.
And they haven't been tentative at all in this ball game because sometimes you start a game with your script to try and get information out of the opposing defense. How will they play you in certain situations? Sometimes you script to attack, and that's what I'm seeing so far. Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
And this one will go to the 28-yard line. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
Another scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Looking middle, and it's incomplete. By the way, as we expected, most of the starting units out here in the 2nd quarter, so get your 2 deep, your 3 deep, your 4 deep ready for this one.
If you have a particular favorite who wasn't a high draft pick or is an undrafted free agent trying to make the team, this is the time to watch him play and give it his best shot because most of the starters, you're exactly right, they'll be out of the game watching the rest of the way.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. To throw on 3rd down. Webb eluding the pressure right. A battle for it, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Anthony Brown. And his guys are going to get the football at their own 47-yard line. Well, when someone other than the quarterback is throwing the football, it's either beautiful or a disaster, and here it was the latter.
Nowhere in between, right? You're exactly right. It takes a fortitude to call that type of a play, but when it doesn't work, oh, boy, you wish you hadn't.
And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 25 yards the pickup there, and also a 1st down.
That outside handoff to the left, that play has to warm the heart of an offensive line coach because they controlled the left side where they were supposed to. They didn't allow anything to leak from the backside on the right side of the offensive line either. Well played.
Yeah, and it created a big run. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is complete.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Enough takes to start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
White now on 3rd down. This throw caught right around the 6. And they do stop him, but he takes it all the way to the 2. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. We're back to Houston after this timeout. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. A chance now to get even before the break as they come up 1st and goal. They come out here in the eye. Try to punch it in with Smith. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 6. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
To throw, White, and he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Bo Scarborough from 6 yards away. And the Cowboys are an extra point away from tying the football game. Bailey got the extra point. Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover him? And you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone. Now the Texans offense, they head back out to do battle here. A tale of 2 extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out, right? What's that mythological thing that we do? If you have a candy bar, have a diet soda with it, it balances it out. And we know that's not really true, right? Because the interception, that sting lingers a little bit longer. Got to come out now and put together some nice plays.
To throw, Webb. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd. Hey, a sidebar worth noting is that preseason cuts have changed. So week 3 that we're in right now, the preseason, I think, what'd you say, the roster's going to stay at 90 instead of going down to 75 this year?
That's exactly right, Brandon, because in the past, just what you said, this game here, at the end of week 3, or game 3, you would cut the roster down to 75 and play game 4 just like that. In this case now, though, they're going to be able to keep guys all the way through. So guys who would normally not have a chance to finish out the preseason, they'll get that chance now and get more opportunities to get on tape.
So in their own territory, but they only need a few inches, so they're going to opt to go for this thing. We'll see. Maybe a surprise pass or run. What will they do? We're about to find out. 4th down. They run for it. Here's Blue. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the 1st. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert.
4th and inches, does he get the 1st? You bet he does. He knows exactly where he needs to be, and he's going to fight his way forward to get a couple of yards and ensure he keeps the chains moving.
Off play action, it's Webb. Shelling through the defense. Looking left sideline, incomplete.
They certainly thought they had him surrounded and probably thought they were going to get him on the ground and get the sack, but he was able to elude that And even though it threw it incomplete downfield, if you're a defensive back, you're loving the pressure that you're seeing from your front.
Here we go!
Throwing again. Webb. Throw left side, complete to QT. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for third down.
When you see zone defense and you know you got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Webb. And incomplete here on third down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. And it is incomplete. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And Dallas, they'll take over in terrific field position. So just shy of midfield. They tried it. Didn't work out. What did you think?
I thought that they should have punted the ball away. Should have gotten rid of it and played defense with better field position. Look, I'm as aggressive as anyone wanting to go for it on offense, but in this situation, I don't know that there's any risk. I mean, what's the reward for the risk here? I would not have done that. My only explanation is this coach, he may want to be up here in the booth with us. We may have a 3-man booth starting next week if he keeps up with those decisions.
First and 10, White. Over the middle to Smith. And he carries this one all the way down to the 9. The Cowboys signal for their third and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. From the shotgun, here's White. Oh, and it's incomplete. That would have been big in the end zone if he could have held on. Instead, it's second down. Another shot from the 9 on second and goal.
Here we go.
To throw on second down, here's White. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. As his guys are in for 6, and the Cowboys are in for 6. And now, following that timeout, the defense back out onto the field. Bailey now for the extra point. Extra point up and good by Bailey. And that makes the score 14-7. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it's capped off with a Cowboys touchdown. This one fielded at the 5. So we are halfway through here in the final week of the preseason. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in just a moment. But first, let's give everybody a look at what's coming up this weekend in the NFL. In our game, the starters are long gone, but still some intrigue to see guys trying to make a late roster push as we get you back out to Brandon and Charles.
Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A 1-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. The Cowboys will get the football first here, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in quarter 3. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. And the Texans set to come onto the field. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. They tried to run it to the short side of the field. There just wasn't a whole lot of room to work with.
Yeah, it seems like things just kept getting strung out towards the sideline, and he kept looking for a spot to dive up into the gap. There just wasn't one, so that turned into nowhere to run, nowhere to hide.
And no gain. They lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
Brandon, we're into the second half, and this offense has not scored a lot of points, and that was another example of why. I think it's time to open things up and start really trying to move the ball.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Webb. And almost picked off. I guess the good news for them now, it's 4th down.
Well, we're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. Well, that'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. They begin with a run by Smith, and the window closes quickly. He'll only get up to the 22-yard line. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The Cowboys on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. Gun, it's White. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the 1st down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
This will be taken at the 10. Able to push his way through. So possession goes over here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. And now out comes Houston. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of 1st downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. Back to the air on 2nd down. Webb over the middle. That's caught by QT. And he'll get this out to the 30-yard line. They get 14 on that one. Good for a Houston 1st down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, I got the free safety coming up and making the big-time play.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 10 yards there, good enough for a Texan 1st down.
All right, it's football 101 to know that the quarterback controls just about everything on offense, but a lot of times what gets missed is that the center controls line play. He has to communicate to the guards and the tackles what type of front they're facing, how they're going to block it, and what adjustments need to be made sometimes on the fly as a defense will shift. Give the center a lot of credit because, for the most part, he's got big defensive linemen over his face all game long that he's got to try and block and protect his quarterback and create space for his runner. In this case, he did a really nice job of communicating and executing.
And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 24. Now a first down throw. Webb. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. The loss of 3 on that first down pass play, now 2nd and 13. To throw on second down, here's Webb. Looking for his tight end on the corner, it's complete. And he doesn't quite make it. They do stop him, but he gets it all the way down to the 1. They'll run. This is Blue. And he'll actually lose a little bit of yardage here. Back to the 2. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. This linebacking core, they've done a good job of keeping that running game in check, haven't they?
They certainly have, and what they'll also do when this game is over is thank the guys up front, the big defensive line, because they've kept them clean, so to speak, not letting blockers get to them, allowing them to run to the football and keep that running game bottled up.
Back now here on EA Sports. It's Texans football, but they trail here as we get started in the 4th quarter. Back at the 2 now. Here's 2nd and goal. On second down, Webb. The quick slant caught. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Jordan Akins, a 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Texans are an extra point away from tying this football game.
And that's why the Houston Texans use a 3rd-round pick on Jordan Akins out of UCF. A little bit older than the normal rookie at 25, but remember, he spent time in minor league baseball coming out of high school, and he used those skills as an outfielder to track that pass for a touchdown.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the 4th. Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild 4th quarter. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. Nifty move. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. So out come the Cowboys now as their offense gets set to take over. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
A good pick up there of 20 yards.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. They got spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You get better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
White on second down. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. And when you go 5 wide like they just did there, you can't really max protect, can you?
No, you cannot. What you're hoping is that by going 5 wide, you're forcing the defense into coverage. And if you do that, you get a chance to find some people downfield. But if they audible themselves and go into a blitz, then it's got to happen right now.
Or
very
lights
quickly,
out.
Or exactly right. Turn them out. That play's over.
Under pressure again, and down he goes again.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. This is taken at about the 14. And now out comes Houston. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
And he powers his way up past the 30. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
They go again with Blue. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. Cody Ely in on the tackle.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3. Now Webb. And the 3rd down pass falls incomplete.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
On 4th down, Webb. He's going to have his running back. It's complete. And he will have 1st down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. Give them credit. They knew what they wanted to dial up on 4th. They executed it for 9 yards, and the offense stays out there. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. They've got it 1st and 10 as they search for a go-ahead score. This is the running back, Blue. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Short gain, last 2 plays. Who do you think's excited about that?
Absolutely. This defense, they're saying go right ahead with those.
Here we go.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Well, and he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. It's a loss of 7. And now it's 3rd down. Tough spot here, 3rd and 18, following back-to-back running plays that went in the wrong direction. Here's Webb. Dancing to his left. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete, certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark, really, start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here? Or is it just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. Boy, an incredibly aggressive move to go for it there. Game tied 4th quarter. You got to be surprised.
I am, and I know that we're in a new era of football where we look at the analytics sometimes, and a lot of the time the analytics tell you to go for it, right? But do the analytics take into account game situation, where we are, all those things? In this situation, I thought it was an incredibly aggressive play.
It didn't work out, and again, tie game 4th quarter makes this thing a little bit more interesting. They'll run it again with Smith. And he'll work his way inside the 30 now to the 28. A sizable gain there, 9 yards as they get it back to a 3rd and 5.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in the game. So the false start will back them up 5.
False start, offense.
The crowd's not doing that O-line any favors.
Home field advantage is really kicking in, making it very difficult for them to hear the snap count.
The false start backs them up 5, 1st and 15.
All right, here we go.
After the penalty is Smith, and they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now, as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go. on second down. Here's Smith. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. Give him 3 yards on the run. Now they'll need to draw up something good here on 3rd and 13. And that carry probably not so much for yardage, just to get the spot that you want to kick the field goal.
And any yardage game there is really kind of gravy. And this just becomes what my own coach used to say. Get into position to be in position. And that's what they want, the right spot for their kicker to line up the field goal.
A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted, no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Good night, everybody.